o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I am Jesse Ramdew.
I'm Jovan Ravello with sports.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rambassad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight.
If you are caught copulating in public, you will also be made an example of.
Government warns revelers they could be locked up for indecent behavior.
Promising his officers will be out for Carnival, Police Commissioner boasts of lowest crime rate in over a decade.
Tour operators lament slow business this Carnival, but the finance minister says it's not all about dollars and cents.
In sport, Trinidad and Tobago's under-17s go down fighting as Mexico grabs CONCACAF's last under-17 World Cup spot.
Few brisk showers to continue for the Carnival weekend. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
The police commissioner is tonight confirming that the country is experiencing its lowest crime rate in over a decade.
Alistair Guevara made the point while addressing hundreds of tourists aboard the Epic Carnival Experience cruise liner. Angelo Jedediah has more.
Our shores are open, our hearts are open, and you are safe to fit.
This is the promise from Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara to travelers aboard the Epic Carnival cruise as the cruise ship docks, offering Carnival lovers a floating, all-inclusive, week-long Carnival experience. With 1,700 passengers who boarded at Puerto Rico and nearly 300 from right here in Trinidad, the Police Commissioner sought to assure passengers of their safety as they venture to Carnival events and festivities.
At this time, the country is enjoying its lowest crime statistics in over 15 years. And we are here with a security blanket to ensure that you enjoy yourselves.
Guevara went on to tell passengers to soak up all of the cultural fun right up to Ash Wednesday because
we going right down till we lie down. We going right down till we lie down.
Meanwhile, Works and Infrastructure Minister Julian John welcomed the travelers, inviting them to access Panorama finals for free, while also sharing this light-hearted moment with Epic Carnival CEO and founder Jonathan Johnny Mack.
Can you teach these first-timers what a simple slow wine look like?
No. We have a Calypso called, don't ask me to wine, I can't wine. All right?
I don't believe that.
My mother once told me I'm the only black woman without rhythm.
In the same spirit, Culture and Community Development Minister Michelle Benjamin promised travelers that she will be with them on the main Savannah stage, while admitting one of her top choices for Road March.
When I hit that stage, I can't behave myself.
The Soca King Marshall Montano even gave the travelers their own party. Angelo Jedediah, CNC3 News.
With the state of emergency now over and the Zoso bill failing to pass in the Parliament, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander says the government's anti-crime strategy will remain the same.
Alexander explains that under a new command structure, the plan will continue to rely on close coordination between national security agencies. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara will lead operations alongside Gold Commander Suzette Martin and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The minister said together they will oversee security efforts across the country.
What we can expect is the same thing we have been getting over the years, now under a different command. The Commissioner and his team, and we have the Gold Commander, the police service at this time, together with all supporting agencies, will be performing their duties all over this country. As it relates to the crime plan, all is well.
Earlier in the press conference, the minister issued a warning to criminals of consequences for bad behavior in the not-too-distant future.
The next couple months, if you fail to take heed, will result in the appropriate actions being taken against you.
We await a response from the minister on whether he was hinting at another SOE.
Meanwhile, responding to Alexander, former National Security Minister Marvin Gonzalez accused government of using lockdowns and SOEs as a political tool to control specific areas rather than addressing the root causes of crime in this country. Well, tour operators say this carnival has failed to deliver a boost in business, and some report it's even slower than 2025.
That's right. Lauren Pouchet, president of the Incoming Tour Operators Association, says smaller groups and individual visitors are making it harder to plan and sustain regular tours, while heavy traffic and logistics challenges are affecting service delivery. She says typically operators rely on tourists arriving weeks before Carnival Monday and staying for several days afterward to explore local sites. But many now fly in just days before and leave immediately after. She adds that the slowdown has also been worsened by uncertainty during recent geopolitical tensions in the region, leading to delayed bookings and cancellations. One tour operator said only a single Panorama tour is booked this week, compared with full schedules in previous years. Transport operators report that while airport transfers and FET pickups continue, overall volumes remain below previous seasons. But the finance minister claims Carnival 2026 is already showing improvements over last year, even though official figures on economic impact are not yet available.
At the Faizabad Carnival City today, Devendranath Tanku highlighted the government's investment in expanding cultural events across TNT. From Carnival celebrations in Penal and Faizabad to the Queen's Park Savannah's Flavor Village, he says the festival now extends over a longer period and brings Carnival closer to communities while engaging visitors. He says tourist spending in previous years reached nearly $95 million US. But the minister stressed that Carnival is more than just dollars and cents, but also about uniting ordinary citizens, businesses, and corporate partners into a single vibrant product.
I know a lot of people are asking about how much revenue Carnival is making compared to how much expenditure the government has put out. But Carnival is not just about revenue and expenditure. Carnival is culture. It's the lifeblood of Trinidad and Tobago, and you cannot put a price to that. You cannot put an investment cost to that and an investment return and think that that's how it marries. Carnival is culture, it's the expression of culture, it's what keeps us going.
Otanku says government will continue investing in Carnival to strengthen culture and community participation. Still to come in the news, fets at CIC grounds spark community outcry, but the promoter says concerns are being addressed.
Bunji back in road march race. We'll tell you what made him jump back into the competition.
Coming up in sport, Trimbago's Karishma Ramharak and Shonel Sao earned their picks on Windies women's squad for Sri Lanka home series.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome to Carib country. See the vibration.
Some Soca and I call Carib, feel it.
A warning tonight to masqueraders that lewd behavior will not be tolerated.
It comes from Defense Minister Wayne Sturge, who's also calling on tribe masqueraders to leave any adult toys at home because if caught, they can be arrested.
K. Marie Fletcher has more.
While many females are looking forward to receiving roses this Saturday, the government is warning tribe masqueraders to leave the toy version at home this carnival, or if caught, face jail time for serious indecency.
We ask that you leave the toys and the devices at home and you can use them in the quietude of your home. Please do not use them in any public space. If you are caught, because there's CCTV, there's private cameras from people's buildings, there's an abundance of cell phones. If you are caught, you will be made an example of.
The minister also warns against other illegal activities.
If you are caught copulating in public, you will also be made an example of. There are laws to deal with that, whether it's copulating or engaging in acts of serious indecency, you will be taught a very hard lesson. The courts are ready for that.
As he cautioned citizens to behave themselves, he also reminded them that there are other consequences.
Keep in mind, a box of condoms is far cheaper than a box of Pampers. And a box of Pampers might be the least of your worries, because you might have something that might stay with you for life, something debilitating.
Culture and Community Development Minister Michelle Benjamin is also warning masqueraders to behave themselves.
I was raised by a reverend. My mother is a reverend pastor, and everyone has to be responsible for their actions. Given that tribe would have given that facility, that does not mean you have to utilize it.
Days ago, Archbishop Charles Jason Gordon sounded the alarm over tribe gifting their female masqueraders an adult sex toy in their goodie bags, saying the ban had gone too far. The marketing tactic has received mixed views, with Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar warning masqueraders not to embarrass themselves. Meanwhile, Roman Catholic Father David Kahn is also encouraging the public to be responsible.
There are certain things not to be, that's part of just public decency. There's a time and place for everything.
Attempts to contact tribe officials were futile today. But Diego Martin West MP Hans Devine says what masqueraders decide to do with their sex toys should be a personal choice. K. Marie Fletcher, CNC3 News.
Government is denying the opposition's accusation that it has politically interfered with the results of the Calypso fiesta.
The event was held last Saturday at Skinner Park in San Fernando. Culture Minister Michelle Benjamin says government did not try to undermine Calypsonians who chose to attack governments who perform political commentary. Instead, she is pointing fingers at the opposition for political inference. She says while the opposition believes it owns Calypso, it is the UNC-led government that has invested more into the art form.
Political interference, I would put that squarely on the opposition that like to feel that Calypso, Kaiso belongs to them. When it comes to the UNC government of today, of the past, we are on record of giving the most funding to culture, even when certain artists would have won the 2 million, and that was underneath a United National Congress. So we are not on record as influencing. What we could say is that we are on record every time we take office, we give good content.
The minister added that the government, along with its stakeholders, including TUCO, have done everything to facilitate every artist. Going forward, she said they plan to invest more into Kaiso tents.
Budgie Garland is back in the game for Road March after he was prompted to re-enter the competition with his song Roadman. Last year, Garland announced he would no longer participate in future Road March races after narrowly losing last year's title to Marshall Montano by just 14 plays. It all started when a TUCO tabulator publicly revealed that Montano was ahead of Garland in the race during celebrations in San Fernando on Carnival Tuesday. She was subsequently fired, but Garland's wife, Fayeanne Lyons, said this year's decision was driven by the fans.
No, the thing is, right, I mean, we move as a team, and when they can't convince him, they come at me to convince him. And with the utmost love and respect and everything to the fans, it was a tough decision for him, I know, and we had a discussion, and I said to him, you know what, at the end of the day, this is not just about you winning something or losing something. This is about the fans literally stepping up and saying, this is what we want from you. So give it to them.
Well, the deadline to enter the competition was 3 p.m. today.
The Panorama Large Conventional Band Final is shaping up to be a clash of champions, bringing together some of the most successful steel bands in the competition's history.
All 11 finalists have tasted victory before, winning titles across various categories over the years, and several of them more than once. Defending champions Republic Bank Exodus are chasing a 6th title after already securing 5 wins. Close behind is BP Renegades with an impressive 12 Panorama titles to their name. Desperados will take the stage 6th on the night. This year's theme is Legacy, Ours to Love, Ours to Cherish. Well, with 11 large steel bands set to square off tomorrow, we asked, who do you think will be the winner?
Here's what you had to say.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Amuko Renegades. Because they play their way to win.
Honestly, I really don't participate in it, but who take part in it and win, good luck to everyone.
Renegades. Why? I like the song. I like everything about them. Though. It's just
Well, I'm from the East, right? So I always back in Exodus, right? Because I find the steel orchestra, the song very sweet and nice. You understand? So just love them.
my bad. Skiffle bunch. Why? Shout band, shout lady.
Skiffles.
Why?
But they play good and they stand a chance.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
All right, still to come in the news. Nicholas Morris elevated at office of the Prime Minister. He denies rumors of replacing Barry Padaras.
Most areas across both islands would have received at least a sprinkle today, and those occasional showers are expected to continue into Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'll have the details coming up just after the break.
Carnival is here, and so are the opportunities to protect your financial future. Celebrate the sound, protect your money, build your wealth. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission presents Rhythms of Wealth. Just like every steel pan matters in Panorama, every smart financial choice counts. This carnival, spot investment scams, make wise decisions, and protect your wealth, one beat at a time. Don't fall for those pressure tactics to join fast or be fooled by promises of guaranteed quick returns. If you've been scammed by a pyramid or Ponzi scheme, report it to the TTSEC. Visit ttsec.org.tt or email complaints@ttsec.org.tt. Play your part, keep your rhythm, secure your future. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off, shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy.
Rock off, unbeatable rock taste, off. New look. Shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off.
Folks, take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This. ITIS. But what does ITIS really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
ITIS really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Cherished moments echo on for generations. For all the moments I value, Quartz has and will always be my store. Quartz, bringing value home.
Jump Up Therapy with Astamin is here this carnival season because the road don't be easy. Astamin helps support energy, stamina, and recovery so you can go fet to fet and still be jumping up on the road. Make sure to power up with Astamin this carnival season. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Mom, Dad, this is Trevor.
Hi. He's no Kieran.
Back up.
Swing?
That's why he crossed the road.
It's funny when Kieran said it.
Ooh, who could that be?
We're like the parents who don't miss your ex.
I can't believe Kieran is in the neighborhood.
CG United. Good like that.
When Carnival starts and quality start to matter, everybody know where they head. Food, basket, marketplace, fresh meat, right produce, everything looking right. The whole store full of Carnival colors bright. Wholesale retail, we serving you clean with quality products and the best prices you see. From Arima straight down to Goldview, Shop Flirts and Shagwan, as we waited for you. Where quality
Welcome back. Another squeeze on access to US dollars as First Citizens has cut foreign exchange limits on its credit cards, becoming the latest bank to tighten international spending as foreign exchange pressures persist.
Economist Dr. Valmiki Arjun says the reductions points to deeper structural pressures in the foreign exchange market. Andrea Perez-Zobas has more in tonight's Business Watch.
First Citizens is reducing the monthly US dollar spending limit on its MasterCard standard credit card from US $6,000 to US $2,000 effective March 10, 2026. In a separate notice, the bank also advised Visa Platinum cardholders that their maximum US dollar spend will be capped at US $3,500 per month. The revised limits apply only to international transactions, both online and in-person purchases, while TT dollar credit limits remain unchanged. The bank told customers these adjustments will take effect per billing cycle and directed them to send secure messages via online banking for further clarification. Business Watch took to Independence Square to get the comments of a customer on the change, as many were reluctant to speak.
Which doesn't make sense because a lot of people travel. And you said from March that is happening. We don't not allow a certain amount of cash in the bank. And they decrease the limit or credit. That doesn't make any sense.
Another customer said she cancelled her credit card on Friday due to hidden Amazon fees. Economist Dr. Valmiki Arjun says this is not an isolated development.
The domestic foreign exchange market is structurally constrained. It remains structurally constrained because of lower energy production relative to historical peaks, and also because of uneven US dollar inflows and consistently high demand for imports, for travel, for online purchases, and also having to service external debt. So the result, of course, is more rationing by the banks.
The Shogunas Chamber of Industry and Commerce describes the decision as distressing but perhaps inevitable, noting that after other banks reduced their limits, demand shifted to First Citizens. Chamber President Baldat Maharaj warns the impact on small businesses could be severe. And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Andrea Perez-Zobas, CNC3 Business Watch.
Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Visesa and Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal have welcomed news that the U.S. has paved the way for oil and gas exploration production in Venezuela.
In a statement, the Prime Minister says she's optimistic about the issuance of U.S. general licenses 49 and 50, which allows for certain oil and gas activities in Venezuela and along our shared maritime border. She says the news has the potential to enhance our roles as a responsible energy hub in the Caribbean, supporting domestic industry, safeguarding jobs, and contributing to reliable supply chains that benefit the wider region. And Dr. Munilal says he is looking forward to the work that can be done by BP, Shell, and other cross-border field shareholders.
It is a significant development as far as it relates to the cross-border and across-the-border gas fields that Trinidad and Tobago has been in negotiations with the Venezuelan government over several years, and of course have been subject to restrictions by the United States administration, restrictions and sanctions. In the coming hours, we'll hear much more of this. As a matter really of world news as well.
Now, earlier this week, BP confirmed it had applied for an OFAC license to continue work on the Manakin Coquina field, while last week Shell CEO Wael Sawan was hopeful that returns from the Venezuelan gas fields could be seen in 3 years pending OFAC approval.
Nicholas Morris is tonight denying rumors that he's replacing Barry Padareth at the office of the Prime Minister.
In fact, he says that they'll now be working closer together. He made the clarification at a swearing-in ceremony earlier today when he took the oath as the minister in the Prime Minister's office. Morris, who was elected as the Mayaro MP, was appointed as Parliamentary Secretary at OPM and in the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. But that changed today when his position was elevated to Minister at OPM. Morris was sworn in by acting President Wade Mark at President's House just before midday. He dispelled any speculations that the move was a reaction to his colleagues' behavior at a public event.
This appointment has nothing to do with anything taken online. Minister Panorama remains the senior minister, the office of the Prime Minister. He remains the leader of government business. And Minister Allaha is also the office of the Prime Minister. And he's also the leader of government business in the Senate.
Noting that the Prime Minister is building out her ministry to better deliver and transform the country, Morris said he will play a greater role.
The Office of the Prime Minister has developed into a robust delivery ministry. It's not just the Office of the Prime Minister. There are a number of services within the Office of the Prime Minister, and the hands-on approach to governance undertaken by the Prime Minister necessitates, or there's a need for a number of us to work with the Prime Minister to ensure that delivery, and as I said, the reformation of our country continues.
Morris says he is grateful for the opportunity to serve the country.
All right, it's now time for the weather forecast. Shoma, what's in store for the weekend, the Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and Valentine's Day?
That's true. It's probably the most important forecast for the year so far, right?
All eyes on the skies.
Well, we will have the brisk showers continuing over the weekend and into early next week. So let's take a look at how it's shaping up on the satellite. Mostly fair conditions over the island chain today, but here at home we had a few cloudy periods with some light showers, and there are a few more patches lined up to our east. One of those just moved through within the last hour, giving us a few showers. Then we can expect another one later on tonight or in the early hours of the morning. But we can see that most of these larger patches up here are staying up to the north a bit, which is a good thing, at least until next Wednesday. So for the forecast for tonight, mostly fair, but we'll have one or two brief late night, early morning showers. Overnight lows of 22 in Trinidad and 24 in Tobago. Tomorrow, generally sunny, hazy and breezy, but those odd showers are expected to continue. They can become briefly moderate, but shouldn't last too long. And tomorrow evening and night should be mostly fair, but we see there's still the low chance of the odd shower passing through. Now, sea conditions are moderate, with waves in open waters up to 2 meters and 1 meter in sheltered areas, occasionally choppy. Now, it's still breezy, so that means that strong rip currents will still be present. Now, we don't want any incidents over this festive weekend, so please listen to the lifeguard's instructions and don't bathe in line with the red flags. Also, for those beaches without lifeguards, particularly the east and southern coastlines, knee-height water is safest. And it's not only about your swimming ability. Remember, if you're pulled under, it will be disorienting, but try not to panic. Get to the surface, float or tread water if you can, and signal for help. Don't fight the current by trying to swim directly back to shore, and that means not going against the red arrows on your screen. Instead, swim parallel to the shore, shown by the green arrows. And when you feel the current weakening or stop pulling you out further, then you can gradually make your way back to shore. Hopefully this information helps a few of you all on your activities over the weekend. Now, tomorrow for Valentine's Day, a few showers, slightly drier on Sunday, but then the odd brisk showers return on Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Now, don't let the graphics fool you. The days will be mostly sunny with just those brief interruptions, and similar conditions continue for the majority of the week. And now it's not directly related to the weather, but the traffic is a concern for most of us who are currently moving around Port of Spain and environs. So starting in the west, there's a lot of congestion from Chagaramas all the way back to West Moorings. St. James, the usual Friday night traffic on the main road. Some build-up along the Queen's Park Savannah, the southern end where the Flavor Village is currently ongoing. But based on this map, there's no significant congestion into the city from the eastern areas.
I know it's not weather, but it's just crucial information. Everybody's concerned about the weather and the traffic situation. So thank you so much. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Folks, take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This, ITIS. But what does ITIS really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
ITIS really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
This Friday, Frolic Friday, February 13th, meet us at Fedyard, Queen's Hall, Port of Spain, from 5 p.m. to midnight. Performing live, Voice, Nadia Batson, Mikael Tesha, Destro Garcia, Lil Kerry, Ding Dong, Anika Berry, and more. The premium food inclusive Cooler Fair. Tickets are $500. Log on to KenSimmonsTT.com for all the info. Sponsored by Simon's Musical Supplies, Food Hall, RC Mass, Carib, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, and Campari.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have a bit?
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hey, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait, choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Welcome back. With the parade of bands just days away, government officials say security forces are prepared, but they are also issuing firm warnings.
From crime prevention to counterfeit cash and beach safety, authorities say the long weekend will be closely monitored and those who choose to misbehave should be prepared for the consequences.
Therese Polo and Crystal James have more.
With anticipation building for a fully immersive Carnival 2026, government officials say celebration must come with responsibility. Security will be heightened across the country with police supported by the Defense Force, and those intent on breaking the law are being warned.
We are prepared for you, and you have a choice. You either behave yourself and enjoy the merriment, or we can provide over the long weekend state-funded accommodation, and I don't think the meals are great.
Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander also took aim at gang members, saying security forces are there to protect law-abiding citizens.
The police officers, accompanied by members of the Defense Force, they are not here to stifle the rivalry. They must be seen as a protective mechanism designed to provide just that, protection for all.
He also flagged reports of counterfeit currency already circulating ahead of festivities.
So those who are purchasing and those who are getting change, we ask you to pay attention to the money. Examine it more closely. And if you're in doubt, do not accept.
Beyond Carnival events, authorities are expanding beach patrols following recent drownings, including that of 17-year-old Gabriel Nelson at Grand Lagoon. Cabinet on Thursday approved the expansion of lifeguard services to several previously unmanned beaches. Naval assets will patrol eastern and southern waters, including Moruga, and 3 jet skis have been acquired to assist along the Mayaro coastline.
We beg that you, nonetheless, those of you who go to the beach, practice water safety. Because when a current pulls you under, if the jet ski doesn't get to you in 2 minutes or 3 minutes max, what is a search and rescue will become a retrieval. So be aware of your surroundings.
Meanwhile, Carnival events continue to expand with Fantastic Friday at Flavor Village offering free admission to Machel Montano's performance. Plus, Dimash Gra is dedicated to cultural icon Mighty Sparrow. And the North Stand will be free from Sunday through the end of Carnival. Officials say more than 300,000 people have already visited the Savannah, and they're encouraging safe participation across the long weekend. Doris Polo, CNC3 News.
It's time for sport, and one coach advocates for young footballers.
Indeed, Jesse, after falling short of the World Cup, Randolph Boyce stresses the need for a research-focused development program to take local football forward and
Welcome to the Soca Drome 2026. Now, a lot of you have questions about the new setup, but don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's go. New location, but same settings, same vibes. Now, Carnival is all about the people, so we're building bleachers just for spectators and our Carnival lovers. We've built bleachers for all of our patrons that are safe and covered. Now, we know Soca Drome is one of the most popular venues for Carnival Tuesday, so everyone can't fit in. We are going to have ample seating for everyone on this level, and it goes all the way around. And as you can see, it's an amazing view of the stage. Now, this is a view, but an even better view on Carnival Tuesday. So, as you can see, same Soca Drome, different location, but same vibes, same settings. Masqueraders and patrons, we've got you covered.
With the cold and flu lurking around every corner, keeping your immune system strong allows you to live the life that you want every day. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is a unique plasmalized yeast product that enhances the absorption of essential micronutrients, ensuring that your body stays resilient. And now enriched with zinc, it is your go-to support for immunity. Staying vibrant and healthy just became a whole lot easier. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
Are you an entrepreneur? Make some money this carnival. Just arrived at Tate's. Red crates, cotton candy machines, snow cone machines, popcorn machines, Tabro camp carts, and Atlanta meat saw blades with various lengths. 9296 Abercrombie Street, Port of Spain. Tate's, make some money this carnival.
Folks, take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This, ITIS. But what does ITIS really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
ITIS really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Trinidad and Tobago's under-17s fell short of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar last evening, but went down fighting against the best team in Group A at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. Here's more. A daunting task made harder by a slow start to the tournament, Trinidad and Tobago's national under-17s stepped onto the Hasely Crawford Stadium pitch, needing a 5-goal win over a Confederation giant. Head coach Randolph Boyce said he had little difficulty preparing the team for the assignment.
Start from the training pitch in terms of what we've been doing and training and preparing for. So they were quite comfortable with that. Send some motivational videos and things for them. But there's a solid bunch in terms of mentality, right? So preparing them, it wasn't difficult.
On the pitch, however, Alberto Cisneros' 16th-minute blast was an early indication of just how difficult the actual match would prove to be. Carlos Calvillo sought the back of the net in the 32nd, but Levi Williams was once again equal. Calvillo tried again, this time by air. However, Williams was omnipresent in the TNT 18. Eddie Lugo was also thwarted as the Young Warriors provided staunch resistance to the Mexican onslaught. The teams heading into the half tied goalless. The effort was due in part to head coach Randolph Boyce's directive to contain the Mexicans.
Staying disciplined, letting them play in front of us as much as possibly, because we know there's a very good technical side and they have a way that they manage the pitch very well, right? So in terms of matching that, we know it would have been difficult. We didn't want the game to open into a transition game. So that is why we come up with that plan, and it was working very well until that point in time.
In fact, the U17 L3 had to wait until the 81st minute to finally break TNT down. A slick sequence picking the lock at long last, and Jesus Orduno had Williams beat 1-0 Mexico. In the 86th, another sublime effort put the World Cup further out of reach. Gerson Gutierrez finding Adan Sanchez, and his flick was untouchable. 2-0 Mexico. In the third minute of time added on, Adasa Richardson, TNT's leading scorer this tournament, went ahead on his own and earned a penalty. Andre Godin and the rest of the Mexico defense shocked to hear referee Michael Akangu's whistle. Richardson took it himself to finish the tournament with 4 goals in 4 matches, his goal coming from TNT's only shot of the game and last shot of this country's World Cup campaign. Trinidad and Tobago finishing third in Group A behind Barbados, second after a 6-0 win over St. Martin, and Mexico finishing top of Group A with a perfect record. Two-time U17 World Cup winners Mexico snapping up CONCACAF's last available Qatar 2026 berth with 4 wins in 4. In cricket, Trinbagonians Chanel Saw and Karisma Ramharak have been included in the West Indies women's team to face Sri Lanka in 3 T20s and 3 ODIs starting next Friday. The team will be led by Captain Haley Matthews, who will have Chanel Henry as her vice-captain. Veterans Stephanie Taylor and Deandra Dutton and Affie Fletcher are all included. Also making the cut are young players Jazara Claxton and Raeliana Grimmond, who performed creditably in the recent Women's T20 Blast and Super 50 in St. Vincent. The first ODI is next Friday in Grenada. Now, the ICC T20 World Cup got another huge result today as Zimbabwe beat Australia by 23 runs in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Ian Wilson has all the highlights from today's play.
Zimbabwe created the bid restricted to 150 for 7 at Delhi against United Arab Emirates. Harsh Thakur made 50 and was supported by Navneet Dhaliwal, who made 34. Janeed Siddiqui was the pick of the bowlers with 5 for 35. In reply, UAE got to 151 for 5. Ariana Sharma ended on 74 not out. Sohaib Khan scored 51 and shared in an 84-run partnership with Khan as they won by 5 wickets with 2 balls to spare. At Chennai, USA scored 196 for 6 when they batted first against Netherlands. Saiteja Mukamala scored 79 and Shubha Branjane scored 48 not out. For Netherlands, Bas de Leede took 3 for 37. In reply, the Dutch were bowled out for 103. Harmeet Singh took 4 for 21 to condemn the Netherlands to a 96-run loss. Bas de Leede scored 23 and skipper Scott Edwards scored 20 to provide some measure of fight back, but it wasn't enough to avoid defeat. That was action from the ICC T20 World Cup from India and Sri Lanka. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Thanks, Ian. Now let's take a look at sporting developments around the region.
Three Caribbean nations are heading to the FIFA Under-17 World Cup after strong performances in the U17 CONCACAF qualifiers. Cuba topped Group F on Wednesday, booking their return to the global stage for the first time since 1991 after a crucial 0-0 draw against Belize, securing first place. Jamaica dominated Group G and sealed qualification with a 3-1 victory over Canada. Jamon Lyle scored in the 53rd minute, while Jaheim Bennett added a stoppage-time goal in the closing minutes, along with an earlier goal by Jamari Nolan to confirm the Reggae Boys' spot in Qatar. And in Group C on Tuesday, Haiti clinched qualification for a 4th time with a 2-1 win over Guatemala, powered by a brace from Son John Baptiste in the 7th and 22nd minutes. Cuba, Jamaica, and Haiti now proudly represent the Caribbean on the world stage. Staying with football, defending champions Cruz Azul delivered a commanding performance Thursday night, defeating Vancouver FC 5-0 in the second leg of their Round 1 series in the 2026 CONCACAF Champions Cup. Playing in Mexico, Cruz Azul secured an emphatic 8-0 aggregate victory. Luca Romero led the charge with a stunning hat-trick, scoring in the 37th, 45th and 62nd minutes, while Jorge Rodarte and Nicolas Ibanez added goals in the second half to seal the rout. The tournament continues with TNT's Defense Force in action against MLS Philadelphia Union on the 18th of February at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. The Guyana Cricket Board has congratulated legendary West Indies captain Sir Clive Lloyd on his pending appointment as president of Lancashire County Cricket Club. The 81-year-old was unanimously endorsed by Lancashire's board and will officially take over pending ratification at the club's annual general meeting. Sir Clive enjoyed a remarkable 20-season career with Lancashire, scoring over 12,000 runs in 219 first-class matches and helping the club secure multiple one-day titles in the 1970s. Samaki Felician, CNC3 Sport.
Thanks, Samaki. Now, two jazz from Jamaica make it into tonight's Sport High.
Jamaica's under-17 reggae boys punched their ticket to the FIFA U17 World Cup in style. Jamari Nolan capped off a slick tiki-taka move with a clever knee finish before Jamone Lyle sealed the deal in the 53rd minute, firing home off the woodwork. For their brilliant chemistry and Lyle's fantastic Friday strike, Jamaica earns tonight's CNC3's Sport Eye.
Two fantastic goals and fantastic Friday.
I agree. Thank you so much. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Tommy and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chagonas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Pain. So like I have no pain since using Omega XL.
For those who try Omega XL and they say it didn't work, try it again.
Remember, you deserve the best. Choose Omega XL.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Big up Paria. Love all your bad. Big up Paria.
What does music do for us? It teaches us, it heals, it gives us a voice, it gives us identity. And so today at this National Schools Panorama 2026, we will hear that truth brought to life through the sound of the Speak Man.
It's always an amazing feeling to know that the boys enjoy what they are doing. On the stage, those boys gave me everything that I wanted in that performance. Everything that I asked them to do, they did it and they executed in fine style. It was an awesome experience, right?
I feel happy because the pan is something that I love. Playing the G seconds is like you're having inspiration, you have all this happiness and bubbles inside you, and the vibes of this pan and the energy, it's fantastic.
They all came together to execute because they knew that they had a job to get done, and they did it.
At San Fernando Boys RC School, we hold the steel pan, the pan instrument, very near and dear to us because we were one of the only primary schools who would have really worked hard to build a pan theatre.
I feel love, happiness.
I want to thank Paria Fuel Trading for really being our major stakeholder. We really see the steel pan instrument as very integral in the education of our boys.
Whether in the panyard or in the classroom, students learn patience, they learn collaboration, they learn leadership and resilience. The Ministry of Education remains committed to expanding arts education, strengthening partnerships, and I see a contingency from Paria here today, and I want to thank them for their support.
Thank you, Paria, for sponsoring our band. Thank you, Paria, for helping sponsor this band.
Staying with Carnival news, flames from the Canberra reenactment lit up the pre-dawn sky in Port of Spain as stick fighters clashed at Piccadilly Greens.
The annual reenactment hosted by the National Carnival Commission brought history to life. Here's more. Before dawn broke over the capital, Piccadilly Greens in Port of Spain was already ablaze with firelight, rhythm and resistance. Shortly after 4 a.m., the annual Canberra reenactment hosted by the National Carnival Commission unfolded in dramatic fashion, marking the pulsating start of the Carnival weekend. The air hung with smoke as flambeau bearers, their torches crackling and spitting embers carved fiery paths through the darkness. Drums thundered as African rhythms rolled. The reenactment vividly portrayed the historic Canberra riots of 1881, when freed Africans and their descendants resisted attempts by colonial authorities to suppress their street processions. Actors portraying colonial officers marched into the arena, attempting to halt the drumming and disperse the revelers. They were met with resistance, chanting, stick-fighting displays, and waves of performers surging forward in symbolic unity. The portrayal culminated in the people's triumph. Scores of onlookers, including curious tourists and locals wrapped in national pride, lined the perimeters of Piccadilly Greens. Some stood silently, while others appeared moved.
For many, Carnival brings music and life, but for some, it's hard to endure. Residents near the CIC recreation grounds say living there has become unbearable with loud music, unruly patrons, and cars and garbage blocking their homes.
One of those residents is Olympic gold medalist Hazley Crawford. He spoke with Liana Maraj and Gary Vincent about the community's concerns.
What should be a peaceful sanctuary has become a source of ongoing disturbance.
And my house will be just shaking. I will go in my room, lock it up, and hope that I can survive.
TNT's first Olympic gold medalist and a former track and field athlete, Hazley Crawford, says this shaking is coming from events held at the CIC recreation grounds in St. Clair. The most recent was CIC's Fete with the Saints and another major fete, Soca Brainwash, which will take place on Saturday. The 75-year-old and other nearby residents say the disruption is nothing new, describing it as a yearly battle they're tired of fighting.
You know what's amazing? They put the toilets in front of my house. Well, where I can see it. Around 5, 6 o'clock when people are kind of high, ladies pee just like that. They pass water just like that. They stop and do the business. It's madness. And nobody coming to take a look. Nobody. I'm tired. I'm fed up.
Crawford, a resident for over 20 years, says it's too late to move tomorrow's Soca Brainwash. But he hopes next year the event can find a new home. Although his complaints aren't just about Soca Brainwash. He says CIC's Fete and other events on the grounds add to the yearly disruption.
Every weekend or every other weekend is some kind of sports, you know. I can recall last year they had a road race. And 4:30 in the morning, they're jamming the music. That's what you're getting. It must stop.
Other residents who asked to remain anonymous say they're frustrated as well.
And the noise during the setup, during the event, and right after the event as they dismantle, means that I can't even hear my television if I turn it all the way up and close up the air-conditioned room. Getting to sleep is very difficult if windows are rattling.
One resident said she has even received threats.
We've had to call police a number of times because of the volume of the music. I have been threatened a number of times by tenants of CIC grounds, and it's a little difficult to understand why, if I want to just live in peace in my home, I have to be fighting people every day that is not related to anything in the community.
She says she is considering moving out of the community after living there for 11 years. CNC3 News reached out to Soca Brainwash's organizer, DJ Private Ryan, who says he has always considered the residents and has taken steps to reduce their inconvenience.
Hazy Crawford, I said, okay. And in the last meeting, I said, I will change the orientation of the event. I will move the stage, and we reconfigured the event. They said, we are fine with this. We moved it. They commended us last year, and we also promptly end at 8 p.m., which also reduces the nuisance in the community, as opposed to going later, which is something that usually feds do. We actually end at 8 p.m. on the dot.
He adds that it's not as simple as selecting a new venue, as this is a specific fundraiser for CIC, but they will continue to work with the residents. Last year, the Prime Minister announced a ban on sporting facilities for the use of feds. This included a major venue for the season, the Hasely Crawford Stadium and the Jean Pear Complex. Liana Maharaj, CNC3 News.
By now, those who will be on the road for Carnival Monday and Tuesday already have a favorite soca song. DJ Verse of Slam 100.5 told CNC3 News most people believe the race is among Voices Can't Behave, Marshall's Encore and Bungie's Roadman. Now that he has officially entered, Verse urged revelers to watch out for the dark horse, which he believes is Capital by Michael Teja and Patrice Roberts. The DJ, who has more than 10 years experience, complimented the quality of this year's soca songs, giving kudos to the younger artists who he said showed up and out this year.
The race is on, guys. Do you have a favorite?
I like The Voice, but I also like Jab Decisions by Vaughn.
Okay. What about you, Drome?
I also like Voice.
Yeah,
Can't Behave Yourself.
Oh boy, I'm noticing a trend here. But Jesse,
I'm going to reserve my comments here, but I do like Encore lots. It's grown on me considerably, I must say, yes.
Yeah, I like quite a few. It's too hard for me to pick at this point. But you know what? All of the music is just giving me a Carnival to Banca, and I really wish I was there celebrating with everyone. But that's how we end the news this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambley.
I'm Jesse Ramdew.
I'm Jovan Ravello.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampersad. Have a great and safe weekend.
That's such a